Goodness, hello world, what is up? Welcome to Build. I'm your host, Matt Forte, and we are here live at the Build Studio in New York City. Our next guest is best recognized as the only contestant to compete on 3 separate seasons of the Emmy Award-winning reality series RuPaul's Drag Race. They starred on network television shows like Two Broke Girls, Glee, Bones, The Mentalist, and X-Files. She's appeared in films including Hurricane Bianca, Kiss Me, Kill Me, and of course, Hurricane Bianca 2. But this Friday, October 5th, you'll be able to see her alongside Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper in the highly anticipated A Star Is Born. All that and to make no mention of her world tour that is currently underway. Of course, I could only be talking about the one, the only DJ Shangela Pierce is in the house. What do you think about that, guys, huh? Oh, man, so excited. We're going to bring her out in just a second, but first, I believe we have a trailer for the film, so let's go ahead and run that clip. Oh, my God, ladies and gentlemen, make some noise. DJ Shangela Pierce, right here. Oh, and let's all take a minute, just come down from that trailer.
Take it
let's
in,
just take it
please.
in. Woo. First of all, congratulations. This is phenomenal. I'm very excited for you, and thank you for coming back. Welcome back to the show. It's so nice to have you again.
Thank you. I love it. And, I love it here. Our stage was a little more crowded the last time we were here. All the girls from All Stars 3. But it's really exciting to be a part of this film and to be able to come here and talk to you about it because, first of all, you saw that trailer, number 1. And number 2, I'm in a movie with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
There's a lot I want to unpack in there. We're going to get to all of it. The very, very first thing that I always love to ask, because I have a couple of minutes here on Build, is important to me. Just in general, taking it all in, how are you doing? How are you holding all of this right now? How are you feeling?
I feel incredibly grateful. I feel thankful. I'm in the moment because I'm always on the move so much. But, this is something I've always dreamed of in my life. And in going to RuPaul's Drag Race, which a lot of people know me from, which is awesome. I started as a baby. Well, I wrote this song. Started as a baby now. But it's true. I came in the door season 2 with, a dream and hardly any makeup on. And now to be here in this moment, in this film, and to just be living the dream that I've always had, which was just to work as an entertainer, no matter how I did that. And, this year I'm on a 181-city tour, so it's every day I'm somewhere else, but to be able to sit here right now and take it in, I'm just thank you guys, and thank you, God. I just love it.
181 city, is that what I heard, 181?
Yep. 181 around the world.
How come you're not applauding for that number?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. It is actually the largest, tour for a queen from RuPaul's Drag Race, I think throughout our whole gig, in the history of the girls. So I'm very thankful to be on that, where I've done 147 so far, and so we just got a few more. We're going to wrap this up. I'm taking a nap.
That is incredible. I read that it was a big number. I didn't realize it was 181 cities. And then the other interesting fact about your tour that I read while we're talking about it is that you've performed on every continent with the exception of Antarctica.
Yes, but that's in my sights, okay? I've already scoped out a National Geographic cruise that goes from Argentina down to Antarctica. You have to wait till the season when you can go there when it's not crazy. But I got me a happy feet number. I'm gonna get off the boat. I'm gonna do my number and I'm gonna get back on because I want to be in the Guinness Book of World Records as the queen that's performed on all of the continents. So I'm working on it, girl. I'm working.
No, for nothing. When is the off season in Antarctica? When is that?
Right.
When is that
well, I think the time that it's the warmest is December, January, early February. Huh. So that's when you have to go. So if I don't get to do it this year, then I'm going to definitely hope to do it next. Oh, yeah, I'm going. If Shangela says it's going to happen, she's going to make it happen, okay? I'm a professional.
Oh, my gosh. I absolutely love that. That is phenomenal. All right. Well, and we'll come back to the tour because I'm curious about how you get ready for a tour and all that sort of stuff. But I do want to spend some time talking about this fantastic movie here. Have you had a chance to see it in full, the whole thing, front to back?
I finally saw the full film in in London at the UK premiere. We just had that this past Thursday night. So I was so thankful to be there and to be able to walk the red carpet and like see Gaga and all her fabulous Alexander McQueen-ness, you know, of what it was, and Bradley Cooper, who's amazing. And he asked me, he goes, well, have you seen it yet? And I'm like, no, not yet, Mr. Cooper. He's like, well, get in there. It's about to start. And I'm like, lift my gown and take off running, you know? And so, and my mom came over from Texas, and it was really cool to be able to see the film with her. Not comfortably because I was in a gown and a corset and I didn't get a chance to change. So, and my hair was really big, like, you know, Diana Ross kind of big. And I just knew, I'm like, oh Lord, it's probably a Warner Brothers executive sitting behind me and they're gonna be mad. So let me get down so I can get another booking. So I just watched it kind of like this in a corset, like, but it was great. It's gripping. It's heart-wrenching. The performances from Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper were amazing. Like, it was like watching a master class of actors. And then to see also myself in the film and to see my friend Willem in the film. And you know, you never know what's going to make it in a film. So that's why I really didn't talk about it a lot until the film came out and people were like, I saw it and you're in it and you're good, you know, because you never know. I was in R.I.P.D. this movie once. You never, yeah, well, I filmed scenes for R.I.P.D. And I told my mom, ooh, my mom gonna be on a big screen, go see me, I'm in R.I.P.D. And she calls me, she goes, baby, you're not in that movie. I said, no, mama, I'm in drag, mom, you probably didn't recognize me. She's like, no, trust me, you're not in that movie. So I made the DVD bonus scenes if anyone ever wants to go check it out. But yeah, so I don't really talk about it in something until I see it like actually out there, and this is out there, and honey, just get ready. It's awesome.
So, yeah, absolutely. I'll hold. But it's so funny. They said you were coming in to talk about a couple of things. They said you're going to talk about A Star is Born, your tour, and the DVD bonus scenes of R.I.P.D. They said those are going to come up because that's... So, all right, talk to me about, you saw it with your mom. What did your mom say? Now that you're in this movie, she saw you in this one. What was her response to seeing her baby on screen?
It was cool. Well... At the end, I had to tell her, Mom, put your phone down, because she was trying to record my name coming across in the credits, and I was like, I don't want them thinking my mom was in her bootleg and A Star is Born. So I was like, put your phone down. And she was like, Stacey Lane Matthews, you ever seen that meme of her? She's sitting there. So I was like, oh my God, Mom. But she was really special. And then I got to take her to the after party where Gaga actually showed up too as well. So I got to introduce my mom to Lady Gaga. I was like, Lady Gaga, do you mind saying hi to my mom? She was like, of course, where's your mother? I'm like, this is my mom, Deborah. And she's like, oh, Deborah, hi. She gave her a big old hug. She was like, you must be so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. And I was just like, oh. So now my mom tells everybody, you know, Lady Gaga loves my son. Lady Gaga loves.
Yeah. Lady Gaga loves. Well, you know what? First of all, of course, that's what a mother's gonna do. But also, not just her telling your mother that in that moment, but every article and everything I've seen or read about your involvement with this film has used the term hand-picked. You were hand-picked, that Lady Gaga wanted you to be in this movie. First of all, that's a hell of a pedigree.
And what a lovely hand it is,
what
isn't
a lovely
it?
hand it is. When you were made aware of that, was there a pressure, or did you get in your head about it? Were you, oh my God, Lady Gaga wants me. What is it I got to do? What am I going to bring? What did you think when you found out that was the case, that Lady Gaga wanted you?
Well, when I first found out was during the audition process, because originally one of the drag queen roles that was out there was for a drag queen Marilyn Monroe impersonator. And honey, I don't care how much time I stay out of the sun, you know, I ain't looking like Marilyn Monroe. So I was like, that's not a job that I'm most likely gonna get. So I didn't go in for the audition. Well, a little time passed and I got an email from Bobby Campbell, who is Lady Gaga's manager, and he was like, LG, that's Lady Gaga. LG has heard that you didn't come in for the audition, and she really wants you to come in for this audition. She thinks this would be a good role for you, and you should go in. Now, if LG asked you to go somewhere, I was like, honey, where is my blonde wig and my white dress? I went, I put my little beauty mark Marilyn mole on, and I went in there and I sang I Want to Be Loved by You for the audition. And afterward, they told me I didn't get the role, but they liked it so much, my audition, the casting told me they liked the audition so much that they wanted to offer me a different role that actually had dialogue and the character was more developed. And I was like, oh my God, yes. So LG had, you know, LG, like my homegirls, had picked me for that role. So I did feel, it's like coming back to Drag Race Season 3. You know, RuPaul brought me back. I was the first queen ever brought back into another season. So I did feel an obligation to do well. But also as an actor, I always want to do well. So I prepared and I came there, and then you kind of just have to like let that go, the pressure and any of the stress, and just come there and do your job. And you know, I call myself a working girl professional. I show up to do my job. And that's what I did in this film, and I'm so happy the way it all turned out.
When you're watching it back and you're watching your performance for the first time on a big screen with an audience, are you seeing things that maybe you didn't even realize you were doing? Like how much Shangela is in there? How much of it is a character? How much of it is like a melange or just mixing all these things, you know, for you?
Well, thankfully, you know, I've been able to work at television in different roles, and sometimes the character is very close to who I am, and sometimes the character is a stretch. This character is a drag bar MC that works in nightclubs. Honey, I'm 181 cities a year, okay? I know the drag club scene. I've never owned a bar, but that might be next for me. But so a lot of this character did have the elements of Shangela in it, I feel like. It was easy to bring that. But I also wanted to make sure that the character relationship between myself and Lady Gaga, the character of Allie, felt authentic and real. And, you know, I have drag children as well, you know, my daughter Bambi and some others, and I know what it's like to have a drag mother, my drag mother, Alyssa Edwards. So I wanted to bring that kind of heart to this role, because Allie works in the drag bar, and she's a straight girl, but she comes to our show because she doesn't feel always that she fits in on the outside world, but here, this is her home. She's my baby. And I think that's indicative of a relationship that I've had with, you know, best friends in my life who, you know, girls I've gone to prom with, and my best friend throughout my life. Sonica as well, you know, we build that strong relationship between each other. And I wanted to have that with these two characters, and I think we accomplished that in this film. And also it's because of Lady Gaga. And Bradley Cooper's amazing directing as well, who invited me onto that set and really was like, you know what? I know what I want, but I want you to give me what you're gonna bring, and if I need to pull you back, I will. And I thought that was really awesome of him as a director to be like, not, you know, you have to stick to these lines. You get to also expand if you want. And if I need to pull you back, I will. So that was really nice. And then Gaga, and working with her, she's so like, first of all, I'm a fan, okay? I've seen every tour, honey. I can sing you the lyrics. I know the choreo. I'm Lady Gaga's fan. But in working with her, when you sit there with her, she's so like honest and authentic, and you can just talk to her for 30 seconds and you're like, this is my homegirl. Now, of course, I don't have her cell phone number, so she ain't my real homegirl, but in my head, she is my homegirl. Yes, so it was really cool.
I mean, because you worked on the lyric video for Applause. So
I did.
So you've tangentially kind of like worked with Gaga before, but this was your first time where you like sat down with Gaga.
Yes, she invited Courtney Act from Drag Race and I to be featured in the Applause lyric video. And I remember this, I hope I have a quick second, I'll tell you a fun story. So for the video, you know, the Art Pop album had just come out that day. And, you know, Lip Sync Assassins. Over here we said, let's get these lyrics down, girl. So Courtney and I were working on the lyrics, and we didn't have a chance to really get together. So we're like, we're gonna put together some choreo. And then they text me, Gaga's in the building, you guys have to go on like right now. And I was looking for, you know, when you're on stage, a lot of times all you can see is like in the club, like darkness and just the spotlight. So I was looking for her, trying to do the number, but I saw blonde. I said, that's her right there. Blonde, big glasses, that's Gaga. So I'm like, you know, as I'm doing the number, and this camera guy on the stage was like all in my face and space, and you know, I'm trying to twirl, I'm about to give a death drop, and I'm like, baby. So I kind of like just, you know, cordially shifted him to the left a little bit, like, thank you, baby, let me just get for Gaga, honey. Ooh, Gaga. So I'm doing the number, and then I notice everyone in the audience has their cell phones filming the camera guy. So I turn like, well, hello, I'm also on stage. And I look, and it was Lady Gaga was the cameraman. Yes, she had dyed her hair brown, and nobody told me she wasn't blonde. So there I was. Now I see her, and I'm like, oh, Lord, I'm not going to ever get a booking again. So I'm like bowing in homage, you know, I love you, Gaga, I love you. And so afterward, she came upstairs to the dressing room, and she was like, thank you guys so much for being in the video. And also, I'm just so happy to be back in the gay club because this is my world so much, and I'm so happy to be here. And she just like kicked it with us in the mirror. You'll see like some parts in the little video. She's backstage, and she was just the sweetest person. She hasn't changed. And that was really cool.
That's so cool. Also, some little blonde-haired, big-glassed person they got the best show in the house. They're like, oh my God, Shangela's playing for me right now.
I was blowing kisses and everything.
Did you ever find that person? No, that's
such
a better story.
No, I was doing my bows to the brown-haired Gaga on stage.
Of course. Did you ever see the one of my favorite videos that from time to time you watch that Gaga, if you go on YouTube, where she, years ago, she had The Bitter End, and it's before anybody knew who she was. And you look it up. The Bitter End, yeah, like down in the Lower East Side area. And she literally, it's just her at a piano and her band, and it's her like in school still. It's before she blew up, before anything, and she's still got that spark and that flair, and she's so much fun to watch. And it's just really cool because you don't get a lot of that often. That you can see one of the biggest stars in the world. There's not a lot of documentation of them in your backyard doing their thing, but it's really cool for you to be like, she hasn't changed this whole time that you've walked with her. So everybody says she's so sweet and she's so like down to earth and real, even though she's freaking Lady Gaga. Like.
And even in the time that on set when we were filming, you know, they have to call cut, and they take time to move the cameras around and get a different scene and positioning. So there's all that downtime, right? So I was thinking, oh, she's gonna go to her trailer and like be by herself. She was like, so how have you been, Shan? I was like, whoa, Gaga, I gotta get to talk to Gaga. So I know she probably was like, this woman will not shut up. I went into like 19 stories. I was just going in because I wanted to like hang out, and she totally wanted to hang out. So I remember asking her, like, where do you put all your costumes? Like, you have so many, do you just like get rid of them? Do you have so many awesome costumes? I love costumes. And she was like, oh, for the ones that I love the most, I have 2 warehouses, and I keep them in there. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, girl, get me a golf cart. I want to do like tours and be like, over here is the meat dress, you know, take a bite. And she was like, oh, Shan. She calls me Shan. Shan. She was like, tell another one, Shan. And I was like, girl, you know, you and Beyonce probably have worked together, what, 3 times? She was like, no, it's been 2, because, you know, I also love Beyonce. And she was like, no, it was telephone and video phone. And I'm like, girl, y'all worked together 3 times. And she's like, no, it's definitely 2. And I'm like, no, girl, you don't understand. See, one time I was booked for the show Bones, okay? And they told me that I was going to be doing Beyonce Run the World. So I had the Beyonce gold costume made, you know, the blondes look with the Beyonce wig and Beyonce boots. And then the day of the filming, when I got there, they said, oh, yeah, we didn't clear that one. We cleared Lady Gaga, Just Dance. Action. And so on the show, Bones, I forget what season, but you'll find me. There I am, dressed as Beyonce with the Beyonce wig, the Beyonce costume, performing Lady Gaga's Just Dance. I said, that was y'all's other collaboration, girl. And she just looked, Shan.
Has anyone else ever given you a nickname before like that, or is it different?
Not that I remember. I will just keep Shan from Lady Gaga. That's it.
Lady Gaga and Shan. We got a couple of questions in the audience. I want to get to them in a second, but we will. I promise. I'm men of my word here. But I did also say we're going to talk about this tour. I'm very curious. You're going all over the world. 181.
Yes.
How do you get ready for that? What is the preparation like? How do you get yourself psyched up? Can you not think too far ahead? Can you only think in the moment? It just seems like such an ambitious project.
Well, there's really not a lot. Well, I have to say this. We didn't prepare at the beginning of the year that we're doing a 181 city tour. Mm-hmm. Like, people who follow me on Instagram, like, you'll see videos from March and April. I was like, oh my God, guys, I'm doing 50 cities. 50 just became 60. I'll see you guys there. And then it just continued. People will go, oh, well, where are you in this? Oh, you're here. Let's add another date. And I have a great manager, Ron Davis, for my touring. And he just kept me moving, and we just add cities because I really want to connect with as many fans as possible around the world. And the really cool thing is that we have so many fans like around the world. And even if they don't speak English, they know I don't have a sugar daddy. I never had a sugar daddy. If I want a sugar daddy, I go. But they don't even know what a sugar daddy is. But they're up there telling. And it's really cool to be able to meet so many great people, and we all have something in common, which is our love for a show, RuPaul's Drag Race, you know, and I think it's really cool that people get to explore more parts of themselves and live out their fantasy and be as fabulous as they want to, you know, so that's really cool, but there's really not a preparation. I like to be able to make costumes and do different numbers, but mostly I have a tour set that I like to do, and part of my tour also is this new stand-up comedy and performance show I have called Shangela is Shook. And because of All Stars 3, I think that's an appropriate title. And so, you know, from that, we have a good time with that show. Now, that's a set show, and I've toured that twice in the UK, and now I'm taking it down to Australia. Never been to New Zealand. Hey, look, you spent some frequent flyer miles to get here. And I love that. And in New Zealand and also throughout Asia.
That's incredible. So does in that case then, as the schedule evolves and as you add more dates in here and there, do you find from night to night with so many different performances, are you evolving the performances around the set things as well? Are you finding new ways to enhance and elaborate and tailor it for maybe when you go to Australia or stuff like that? Is that part of the process at all? Like,
well, I always want to be the best version of myself. Like people go, you're 181 cities. Like, girl, are you not exhausted? Right. And I'm thankful that I feel like in life, like I'm just built for this. Like I love performing. I love my audiences. I love getting on there and doing, you know, call me Mother Mix or Working Girl Professional. I love it. So I have every time I'm like whipping that neck, girl, and working it out. So every time I look at it though and say, how can I be better on stage? Like I'll watch videos and go, okay, that was cool, but there's a way to up it. And you know, watching and working with people like Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, these are people at the top of their game. And if I want to be in a room with them, and I also want to be at the top of my game. And I went to Beyonce's concert recently, the On the Run 2 tour, and I was like, how does this woman keep getting better? Like she really does. And and even Jay-Z, the show is amazing. So I want people to leave my show and be like, okay, that was well worth it. I'm coming back.
I gotta come back.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, if there's one thing well, there's a lot of things you're known for, but one of the things you're known for is you put in the work, and we as fans, we reap the benefits of it. We love you. We love watching you. You are a phenomenal entertainer, so thank you for everything you do.
Ooh, thank you.
Congratulations on this movie. Congratulations on the tour. I got to remind everybody when A Star Is Born is coming out, but I'll do it anyway. A Star Is Born is coming out October 5th, all right? So that's this Friday. That's this Friday. So if you don't have tickets, go get them, because you're going to need them, all right? This movie is phenomenal. Everybody, we got some questions. Let's get to them. Microphones. First one, I believe we're going to start here, and then we'll come to you.
Hey, friend.
How you doing?
Good. Good to see you again.
My question is, what's it like working on a project like this with Lady Gaga rather than working with some other Drag Race girls, like in Hurricane Bianca 2?
Okay, thank you, which was a great movie. You were also in Hallelujah.
A little.
I will say, first of all, working with Lady Gaga, and I mean this in the most highest regard and respect way, is also like working with the drag queens, because she's kind of like a drag queen with us. You know, she's an entertainer. She understands that world. She is at the highest point in her game. So I think that working with her, though, you just know that she's done so many amazing things. You feel like, okay, no matter how good I am, I still want to pull up and do even better. And when you work with your sisters, sometimes you're a little more laid back. But working with Gaga on a Gaga level, you're talking about Super Bowl, Coachella, 1,000,001 tours, album after album, film, American Horror Story. Honey, she is the greatest of all, to me, one of the GOATs, okay? So I wanted to pull up for sure.
That's a great
Thank
question.
you.
Thank you. Good
Thank
to
you
see
for that. Let's do our next one right here in the front.
Hi.
Hi, Diva. Hey.
Hey. So I just wanted to ask, it sounds like there were a lot of pretty surreal moments on set, but like, is there, other than you guys getting to have a chat and her calling you Shan, which I'm going to start calling you from now on as well, by the way.
You got to do it like Shan.
Shan, right. Not the same in an Australian accent, but yeah, was there like a moment that just stands out from being on set that will kind of stay with you?
For sure. And I'll tell this story too. It's very quick. But she, so during that kind of chat, I also asked her, it's my Oprah moment. I was like, you know, Gaga, you have so many huge moments in your life, like Coachella, Super Bowl, like albums, tours, red carpets, films, TV. Like, how do you remember everything? Because, girl, I'm having a hard time sometimes remembering things from last week. And she was like, you know, and this is one of those moments where it's like everyone's like dead silent in the dressing room. And she's like, the way that I really remember things the best. And she said, take a look around this room. Richie's over there. That's her choreographer from forever. Bobby's here, my manager, has been with me forever. Frederick's here. She was naming all the people that she works with in there. She said, we've been together forever. And like when I look at them, it reminds me, it makes me think back to when, we would be outside of clubs, like trying to get in, or like begging the DJ, hey, play my song, can I perform? When we were putting together stuff late night, like up until the last minute to make it so perfect. When I look at these people, they hold all my memories for me. And it's so special to still have these people in my life and to hold a part of my life. And I was like, thank you, girl. That's so sweet. And it's really special. It tells you what a great person she is. And also friend. If you watch in the movie, which you guys will see when it comes out on Friday, a lot of those people are in the film. She found ways to help, work with Bradley to put them in the film. Richie's in the film choreographing a number, and Frederick's in the film for a piece. So a lot of her people are also in the movie.
So awesome. That's a great story. Thank you for that. Well, we've got one more question, and it's going to be right here.
Hi.
Hey, girl. When do we get new Shangela music?
Oh, I've gotten... Well, currently I have a song called Pay Me that's on iTunes right now. We released right after the season ended. I really want to work on new music. I have some that are in the vault. People ask me all the time, whatever happened to Turn the Party? It's a song that I wrote like years ago that me and Alyssa and everyone did. But I'm such a perfectionist with my music and sounds that I do. I really I want to work on it until I know it's right. I knew that. Now, Professional Working Girl, I wrote in 2 days and then submitted it to Dance Moms because my friend John Carella, who was a producer on the show, was like, it was the first season. He's like, we got the show. We don't have a lot of money for music. Like, do you have anything? We want something like fun for the kids. And I'm like, yeah, I got something. I didn't have nothing. And so I wrote, I was like, yeah, can I get it to you on Monday? It's Friday after 5. And he was like, okay, that's fine. So I ended up writing Working Girl, and we put it together over the weekend. I had this great beat from B. Ames. So I'm really a perfectionist when it comes to the music stuff, because I know how important music is, and so many great Drag Race people put together great music. I like it to come from me. I like for me to write it. I like to be able to be in the studio when we're working on it because I want it to sound the way I would want to perform it. I want it to be like sickening for me. So, and when I have that, then I know it's right. So trust me, I got like 6 songs, but they're all like at 99% right. And because I'm on the road so much this year, I haven't been in the studio. But I promise my fans that next year, 2019, get ready, because we're going to turn the party, honey. Trust and believe it's coming. Yes.
That was a wonderful question. Those are all great questions. You guys are a fantastic audience. I want to thank you for being here with us and hanging out with us. I'm getting the signal. We're going to wrap things up. But so what we got to keep an eye out next year for some new music. Yep. We got at least another 40, 50 cities left on the tour, right?
39. Please don't add no more to me.
I'm sorry. Shangela.com for that information, right?
That's right.
All
New merchandise, everything is there. And then I'm hoping to return back to LA in 2019 just so I can work on more television and film projects. In the LGBT community, we have so many awesome stories that need to be told, and I want to be part of telling those. And also making sure that people are involved around the world, because there's so much more that we can do to make the experience in life better for everybody, and I want to be part of that too.
God, yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Thank you.
You are such a wonderful, beautiful person, and I meant it when I said it backstage. When the opportunity to get you back here came, there was no hesitation. It was like, yes, let's get Shangela in here. I'm so excited you were able to come in and hang out with us. October 5th, this Friday, A Star Is Born is out. Come back for whatever you work on next. Anytime, please. We loved having you. I hope you had fun. You had fun?
I appreciate it. Had a great time, and thank you all for coming. I appreciate it. Hallelujah.
Everybody.
Keep going.
Make some noise, a ridiculous amount of noise. DJ Shangela Pierce right here. Come on.